Hello, this is Elder Mark Davis following up with our beloved stake presidents from our Newport Beach Coordinating Council last Sunday. It was truly a joy and delight to be with you and to feel the Spirit together and to receive such great counsel together. I want to thank each of you for what you contributed to that meeting, not only the direct instruction, but the spiritual impressions you shared. And I hope that the Spirit was felt by you strongly in giving you the guidance you need as you and your bishops and your stake leaders develop your action plans based on our area plan and just go forward in faith to build a kingdom. I'm absolutely confident, as I know you are, that the kingdom will grow here. I told you that I'd follow up with you on a couple of items, and that will come both via this video and also via the email that this video link will be attached to. To begin with, we talked about giving you an update or more information on the service missionary program. I'd like to make sure that you understand that thumb drive I gave you, you got two, but the one that one of those two was from our area council meeting, and on that is this PowerPoint presentation and 3 or 4 different videos outlining how service missions work and everything else. I'll go through this one with you, but I really want to encourage you to engage with our service mission leaders, Elder and Sister Dyer and Elder and Sister McKinley, who will be working with you to come up to speed on the program and bring your first missionaries on board. And of course, we're looking to identify a few service mission leaders to serve from the South Orange County area to complement those already serving from the San Diego area. So to start with, I'll just kind of go through this kind of quickly because some of this is already kind of rudimentary for you. To start with here, we know that under the direction of the First Presidency, the Service Missionary Program was launched on January 2nd of this year. Our purpose is to help others come into Christ by serving them as the Savior would. We serve voluntarily in charitable organizations, church functions, and within the community. We will minister in His name to the one just as He did, expressing His loving kindness. One of the videos that you have on your thumb drive is a video with 5 or 6 different community organizations, Catholic charities, relief organizations, where they speak about the influence of the service missionaries as they've worked in their organization. I hope that you will watch that yourself and show that with potential candidates to serve as service missions. Basic steps here is you know that all recommendations now go through the same single online process. While bishops initiate the recommendation and stake presidents assess worthiness and desire, I would strongly encourage you to counsel with our local service mission leaders about the strengths and capacities of individual candidates before you go too far down the recommendation process. The missionary department will review the recommendation and the ultimate call to serve as either a proselyting or a service missionary. That will be made by one of the apostles, and the letter comes from the prophet. There are a couple of critical factors here for local leadership. So it's important that you understand the role of the service mission leader, and we'll walk through that you understand the process for them being called, our new missionaries being called, and then how we serve our transitioning early returning missionaries to help them have a successful service mission experience. Service mission leader. They work closely with priesthood leaders and parents to ensure a successful service mission experience. They often will meet with a candidate, maybe even before you do, to talk through what a service mission is, pros and cons, share some examples, maybe even have them attend a service mission conference with some other service missionaries so they can get a flavor for what the mission experience will be like. They can also help you find young men and young women who have a desire to serve. In the Vista stake with President Balliff, if I remember correctly, he's asking his bishops to identify all young men and young women between the ages of 18 and 25 that have not served full-time missions, active or less active, and then asking the bishops with that list to highlight some that he thinks this may be the type of mission that would bless their lives, and then to provide that to the service mission leader couple to work with the bishop and the stake president on kind of fleshing out the opportunity for that young person. You can do it however you'd like, but use the service mission leaders to help you. And of course, they also are the ones that find charitable organizations for the missionaries to serve in, and also are the liaison with local church operations to help the missionaries serve. So the process, again, as it says here, is the bishop originates the online recommendation the stake president submits. That's absolutely true. But if you have the service mission leaders do legwork up front with you, they'll sure make your life a lot easier. Call goes into the missionary department. They receive a call back. Stake president meets with the local service mission leaders and the candidates for the best assignments, and then they can even visit the locations. Service mission leaders work closely to finalize the assignments, and the stake president approves the customized mission plan. They're set apart and off they go. This is a young man who had a desire to serve, but because of anxiety, he didn't think he'd be able to serve a mission. He and his parents were unaware of the service mission opportunity, but his patriarchal blessing stated that he would serve a mission and bless many people. Now he serves in the Records and Operations Center in Deseret Industries as a lead service missionary. The note here at the bottom from the area president is that we are convinced that there is at least one elder street in every stake, and we need help in finding them. I'm convinced that there's one elder street in every ward, and that we can find them, young men and young women, that this will really change their lives. Boy, this is sure a salvation for an early returning missionary. To allow them, if they desire to transition right into a service mission, to be able to get the medical help they need or the psychological help they may need, but to be able to continue to serve, to be called as a temple worker, to work in a church facility, to work in a community service facility, and to be able to complete their mission on a high note. So you can see the steps here that are involved. But again, like 2 weeks ago in Escondido, when we had a young man come home early, the service mission leader was there when the stake president was there to receive that missionary along with his parents and to talk with him and to open that window for him. And it just worked perfectly well. Okay, so how can you help? Invite the service mission leaders to educate local leaders about the program through coordinating council, stake, and ward meetings. Our service mission leader couples, who I'll introduce you to in a moment, happy to come and meet with the high council, stake councils, speak in stake or ward meetings, train bishops, anything that you want. Also, they're happy to help you find the one and to help you kind of see how you might be able to identify candidates in your ward and stake. And of course, my job is to encourage stake presidents to work with that service mission leader for the early releases. We don't want to lose a single one of those young men or young women who are coming home. Such a difficult transition for them when they come home early. And this is a great way to smooth that transition as they return. You may have other questions about this, but we hope that as we have had about 55 or 60 of these missionaries serving in the San Diego area, and many have completed their missions and rolled off, I would bet that there's been maybe 125, 130 that have served over the last couple years. Hope that we can get some traction on this in Orange County, and I'll be working with you to help see that that happens. But again, I want to encourage you to be in touch with our service mission leader couple. Let me just pull up something about that. You have Elder and Sister Dyer. He's sealer in the San Diego Temple, former mission president, stake president. They will be serving the stakes of San Clemente and Laguna Niguel. Elder and Sister McKinley, who live in the Vista stake, who've served 3 missions together, and he's a former stake president as well. They will be serving the Newport Beach, Irvine, Mission Viejo, and Santa Margarita stake. So they will be contacting you about meeting and just really helping you come up to speed on how this can be rolled out in your stake. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. Let's see. Next item from just by way of follow-up, I told you there were some materials that the church had released on the Children and Youth Initiative. This is the website as I see it. I'm not sure that you can see it the same way I can. Sometimes I have access to things you don't and vice versa. But I will share with you, and these will come out via a separate email. This brochure for parents and leaders has been released to me, and I'm going to email it to you. And I also have one other. This, let's see, right there. This is the guidebook for children and youth. This is not their workbook that they will have, kind of like their Duty to God book and everything else, but it's an introductory guide. So I'll be emailing these up to you individually over the next, well, as this video comes out as well. I'm just trying to think of other items that I said I'd follow up with you on. I don't want this video to go too long, but Oh, just a reminder that Elder Pearson will be touring the mission. And again, if you're able to attend with your wife for some block of time on either the 25th or the 26th, great. We'd love to have you there for that. If you're not, we would love to have one of your counselors whose work schedule might be flexible enough to do that. We would love to have representation from each of the stakes and to enjoy that experience with our good missionaries. Just checking the agenda for any other follow-up items. There were a couple items on here that we didn't talk about, and one of them was the addiction recovery program. We'll roll that into our next meeting along with President Chamberlain's instruction on proactively protecting children and youth from pornography usage. I'd like to just understand, since I don't now, the extent to which the addiction recovery program is being used in your stakes and whether or not it needs additional support or reinforcement from me and what that reinforcement might look like. Brethren, have a great Labor Day weekend. As you and I both know, the church is true. We're led by a prophet. God is in his heaven and the Savior is real. And may you have a blessed weekend as we go forward and build the kingdom. Appreciate all you do, brethren.